I want to tell you the real story behind this channel, not the polished version, the actual version, because I think you deserve to know who is behind all of this and why it exists the way it does. Let me start with the most obvious thing. I am a man. The deep masculine voice you hear on this channel certainly does not match the female name Kristen Mae DeVoue, and I know that some of you have probably wondered. So yes, the person behind KMD is a man, a private, professionally employed business owner who had absolutely no intention of ever being on social media in any form. I do not have Instagram. I do not have Snapchat or Twitter. My Facebook account exists exclusively so I can use Marketplace. I genuinely do not understand the concept of sharing your life publicly the way people do, and then inviting the opinions and judgment of strangers. That has never been something I wanted for myself. So how did I end up here? It started with her. I met her. And what happened after that meeting changed everything about how I understood love, connection, and myself. It was confusing in a way I had no language for, overwhelming in a way I could not explain to anyone around me, and spiritually disorienting in a way that sent me looking for answers in places I never expected to look, including psychic readings and tarot. I want to be honest about this because it is relevant to everything that followed. I was skeptical, deeply skeptical. I did several sessions with different readers and most of them were vague, generalized, the kind of thing that could apply to anyone if you squinted at it the right way. But one tarot reader was different. She did not just speak in generalities. She named specific things about my situation that no one else knew, private things, things I had not told anyone. And she did it without me giving her any information beforehand because I was testing her. I went in with nothing and she came back with everything. I did a few sessions with her, and on 2 separate occasions, she told me that her cards saw me as an influencer. I laughed, out loud, genuinely, because the idea of me, a private person with no social media and no desire for public attention, becoming any kind of influencer was one of the most absurd things I had ever heard. I thanked her and moved on. Then I started writing. The connection I was in had produced so much emotional and creative energy that I had to do something with it. I started writing our story, privately, just for me and her. That became volume 13 of what is now a 14-volume twin flame saga. And somewhere in the process of writing that, I started wondering, if we found each other in this lifetime, we must have found each other in others. And that curiosity became the twin flame saga. 2 souls across 14 lifetimes and 14 different historical eras. I wanted to share it, but privately, anonymously. So I picked a random name. I thought the twin flame space was mostly women. Now I know this was a wrong assumption, so I picked a woman's name, Kristen Mae DeVoue. And I figured maybe a few people would read it and that would be enough. Then TikTok happened, then YouTube, then the website, then more books, then guides and journals and reflection tools. None of it was planned. All of it grew out of one thing, a connection I could not explain and a need to process it honestly. Now, about the AI-generated content. I use AI tools to create these videos. The voice you hear is generated. The visuals are generated. I want to be transparent about that because I know some people have strong opinions about it. But here is what I want you to understand. The words are mine. Every script on this channel comes from me and from my lived experience, real research, and a perspective I have developed over years of being in this journey. The tools are how I share it while maintaining the privacy that is non-negotiable for me. Without those tools, none of this exists. Because the alternative is putting my face and voice on camera, and that is not something I am willing to do. The content is real. The tools are just how it gets delivered. I have spent significantly more money building KMD than I have made from it. The books, the tools, the website, the video production, none of it is free. When I started this, I was not thinking about revenue. I was thinking about processing something I was living through and wondering if sharing it honestly might help someone else. That is still what this is. And here is the part that still gets me. That tarot reader, the one I laughed at, the one who saw me as an influencer years before any of this existed. She was right, not because she told me what to do, but because she saw something in the cards that I could not yet see in myself. I am not telling you that to sell you on tarot readings. I am telling you because it is honest. Most of the readings I had were not that, but one was. And that one changed something in how I understand the space between what we can explain and what we cannot. That nuance is at the core of everything KMD stands for. I'm a private guy hiding behind a woman's name, using AI tools to share a story I never planned to tell publicly, building something I never expected to build. Because a connection I still cannot fully explain cracked me open in ways I am still processing. That is the real story. And I hope my story helps someone who needed it the way I did, but could not find a grounded answer that was not wrapped in guarantees, certainty selling, or content designed to keep you coming back for more. I am Kristen Mae DeVoue, and I will see you in the next one.